So shooters and reloaders out there, Fortune Cookie 45LC coming to you from Hot Lead Zone, and the subject of this video is commemorative handguns and rifles. Now all the manufacturers put these things out. They commemorate special events or special people, and they usually package them in special packaging and you buy them. Now this happens to be Ruger's offering of their 50th anniversary commemorative set in 44 Magnum and also 357 Magnum flat top revolvers for the 50th anniversary. And the match set that they sold was in this presentation case. It's part of the purchase. Now it just so happens that I also bought a spare one, an extra one that was all by itself, 357 Magnum, to match that 4 5/8 inch barrel one in the match set, so that I'd have a pair in case we were going to do cowboy action shooting. Well, the question is, do we actually go ahead and shoot these? Or some will tell you, oh, the collector value, you don't want to shoot these. You want to put these away and have them grow in value and perhaps look at them as investments for the future. Well, it turns out that these guns are not that good investment-wise because they don't increase in value. They might hold their value, but they don't increase in value. And if they don't increase in value, then the problem is it won't keep up with inflation, so that the investment actually loses money. So that the shooters that buy these to shoot might have a good idea there. Turns out that Ruger, when they made these revolvers, they made them to shoot. They didn't make them to be paperweights. They didn't make them to be just looked at, because then you don't have to look at them as actually being firing guns. And if they're made to be firing quality, which these are, of course, because they're actually Ruger Blackhawks, then of course they're made to be shot. Now here's a good question for you. Suppose a few more years go by and Ruger celebrates the 75th anniversary of the Ruger Blackhawks. Well, who's going to be interested in buying a 50th anniversary when the 75th anniversary ones are out? And you have a hard time selling a set like this, because suppose someone wants a 44 but they don't want a 357 Magnum because they already have one of those. So a set like this is even harder to sell, and it may be even discounted to get the sale to go through because it's a set. And if you have a single pistol like this one, then once again, what is the purpose of a 50th anniversary? What value does that have when you're at a 75th anniversary, or maybe even a 100th anniversary? So if you notice the little rings around the cylinder, you know that they've been cycled. I've been shooting these pistols and enjoying them immensely. Notice the wear on that cylinder. I've been enjoying these pistols. They're great shooters. And if you have a 50th anniversary, there's really no reason to put it away and not touch it or shoot it. You need to enjoy these things, and their full enjoyment is in the shooting. Now it would also be different if Ruger had stopped making the Blackhawks at the 50th anniversary, so that this was the end of the line for the Blackhawk. Then you might have some real value there because these are 50th anniversaries. But otherwise, no. Turns out the trigger pull on that 44 is superb, equal to the trigger pulls that were on the early Blackhawks and early Super Blackhawks. The 357 Magnum there isn't quite as nice a trigger, and neither is that one there. They're typical Blackhawk triggers, but that 44 is a superb trigger, like that. And if you didn't shoot that gun, it would be a waste, really. Now, on the other hand, there are collectible guns out there that are highly desired by other shooters, and the prices on them are going up substantially. For instance, the Colt Python that hasn't been made now since the turn of the century, and all the older ones that are in good condition are very sought after, and the prices on Pythons are going up through the ceiling, it seems. Well, the problem with that is we don't know what the future will hold for the value of pythons. And if we hold them too long, the market might change. Colt might come out with the python again. Who knows what the future will hold? So we have to really know what the market is and what the collective value of our guns might be. It helps to have the knowledge of this kind of thing. Now, some say today that all the pythons should be taken out of service and not shot anymore because of their very serious collector value. Well, just so happens that this last weekend at the range, I saw a shooter that was actually shooting his python. So maybe he hasn't heard. Or it's possible that he knows something that we don't. At any rate, best to all of you out there, you have to know what the value of your collectible and commemorative firearms might be. Bye for now.